With less than a month away now, Darth Vader issue number 11 will release on April 28th. We barely made it through the 1 month threshold. It's been 2 days, but I am excited every day that we are counting down to Darth Vader number 11. It's a glorious day, let me tell you. So in that number 11, we've talked a lot about what possibly is going to happen. So the possibilities are endless. On Exegol, we don't really know what was happening there 40 years prior to how we saw it in The Rise of Skywalker. In previous videos, we talked about some deleted aspects of The Rise of Skywalker, or at least something that they did not have time to showcase. It was pretty significant. They removed ancient Sith carvings from inside the Sith Citadel where Palpatine resided. In those Sith carvings, we saw not only Darth Malak and Darth Revan, but Darth Nihilus as well. And I speculated that similar to how they introduced the Eye of Webbish Bog, which was a deleted scene from The Rise of Skywalker, in the Darth Vader comics, now they just revealed it, they might do the same thing with these ancient Sith carvings. They might reveal it in the Darth Vader number 11 when Vader enters the Sith Citadel, whereas they would have previously shown it in The Rise of Skywalker. Unfortunately, they did not have time, and it ended up on the cutting room floor. One aspect that Darth Vader might also encounter on Exegol is not only the ancient Sith statues and carvings, and ultimately the laboratory of Darth Sidious that he had on that planet where he manifested Snoke clones and who knows what else. The other thing that left us speechless during The Rise of Skywalker was Palpatine's enormous fleet. So in The Rise of Skywalker, Emperor Palpatine unveiled his final order, a vast fleet of Star Destroyers that were ready to be unleashed on the galaxy. Bring back the glory and the might of the Sith. The Ziston-class ships of the Final Order were massive, dwarfing traditional Star Destroyers, but ultimately, in the movie, they did not have time to fully talk about the scale of Palpatine's accomplishment, especially to those who were casual fans. That is what bugs me most about the sequel trilogy, is that they left a lot of important information to the novels and the comics. For me and you guys who are fanatical Star Wars fans, we are gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna learn a lot from the novelizations and the Star Wars comic series, Darth Vader comic series, every type of material that will explain things more thoroughly. However, if you're going for the casual fan, they will not understand what's happening, and they will kind of roll their eyes at the screen and just watch until the movie is over if you do not explain things thoroughly. This is what happened with the sequel trilogy. If you guys remember, we still don't have a clarification of how the Skywalker lightsaber ended up on Maz Kanata's castle. We just have a general kind of idea, but we don't have a definitive answer as of yet, and it's been 6 years now. If that was not fully answered, then imagine how many more questions these sequels gave out that did not fully answer. But that's besides the point, because today we're talking about if Darth Vader will actually discover Sidious's enormous Starfleet when he now enters Exegol and the Sith Citadel in general, not only Sidious's lab, but his Starfleet as well. Well, we might have just a tiny bit of an answer there, because just a small moment in the Star Wars 2020 comic series number 12 provides a piece of context that makes the Starfleet of Sidious more jaw-dropping in retrospect. You see, the recent issues of the Star Wars 2020 comic series have seen the rebels contend with Commander Zara. She was essentially the apprentice to the now late great Grand Moff Tarkin. She is commanding a ship called Tarkin's Will, and Zara has set a trap for the rebellion's Starlight Squadron, a trap that left Shara Bay, which was the mother of Poe Dameron, stranded aboard a massive Star Destroyer. So she is actually inside one of these similar ships that we saw. When the issue opens, Leia and Shara's husband, Poe's father, Kes, are having a heart-to-heart discussion. Leia was recently separated from Han, and if you don't know, this comic series takes place after Empire Strikes Back, so Han Solo has been carbon frozen and shipped off. Now Leia is left mourning. She is definitely feeling the loss, just as Kes is worried about his wife as well. The two recount stories of their respective relationships, and it helps them deal with the pain they're facing. But eventually, a signal from Bay is received, and she reveals to Leia and Kes that she is still stranded aboard Tarkin's well, and that she has been hiding aboard the ship, avoiding capture. Shara reveals to both of them that inside a Star Destroyer, it is pretty easy to stay hidden, as Star Destroyers such as these are quote-unquote as big as cities, with places to hide. She has found a very safe spot. While stranded aboard the ship, Shara has been gathering valuable intelligence that will serve the rebellion. So just think about the possibilities that we will see in Darth Vader issue number 11. If Star Wars number 12 just told us the possibility and the magnitude of these Imperial Star Destroyers, then what will Vader actually encounter there? Not only the ancient Sith history, but the weaponry that he might actually see on Exegol will leave him flabbergasted. It is ultimately why I see Vader will eventually quit. The moment we see Vader in The Return of the Jedi, Vader has just not only quit on his son Luke Skywalker, but he has quit on the idea that Emperor Palpatine might be destroyed altogether. The ending of Empire Strikes Back is totally different, because in Empire Strikes Back, Vader is keen on the idea of killing his master finally, with his son joining him, and they can rule the galaxy together as Skywalkers. But in The Return of the Jedi, that has completely flipped. Vader has quit on that idea altogether. He doesn't believe that he and his son can even contend against Emperor Palpatine. So I truly believe that this Darth Vader comic series will show us this journey of Vader finally quitting the idea of defeating Palpatine, because he will see something on Exegol that will make that idea seem outlandish and never even possible in the first place. Something that Palpatine will show his apprentice that made Vader actually tell Luke that he doesn't know the power of the dark side. Well, Vader will see that power unleashed on Exegol. That's what I believe, at least. And the Star Destroyers, the physical might outside of the Force might, will probably be one of these things that Palpatine shows him. These Star Destroyers are seen in the movies as massive ships, and the variants that were glimpsed in the Rise of Skywalker were even bigger than this comic. The movies gave the viewers a glimpse of the size of these ships, but Shara's ability to remain uncaptured after so long aboard the Star Destroyer really drives home that the final order of Palpatine on Exegol was effectively a huge stretch of heavily armed cities, if not rows and rows of countries, all under Palpatine's control. The sheer size of the ship is so big one can remain on the run within it as one would on an entire city. This shows us how vast each ship in Palpatine's fleet truly was. It is actually pretty inspiring, and it gives us the hype for what we will see in the next Darth Vader issue. Outside of the starships though, even if Darth Vader encounters them constructing this Imperial fleet beforehand, before the Rise of Skywalker, I truly believe that Palpatine will showcase mostly what he is capable of through the Force. His Sith alchemy, I think, will be on full display. We have just seen a glimpse of it in the Clone Wars as he showed his prowess with Sith alchemy together with Count Dooku, and just another glimpse in the Rebels series where he actually lifted the veil of the world between worlds and he saw Ahsoka and Ezra inside of it. This shows that Palpatine is not just your ordinary Sith Lord. He can penetrate worlds and dimensions like none other, and this is, I think, what Palpatine will show his apprentice that will make Darth Vader lose any type of faith and any type of belief that he could ever replace Darth Sidious and become the sole ruler of not only the Empire, but the Sith Order. Again, can't wait for issue number 11 coming April 28th. What do you guys think will happen in that issue? Talk to me down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below. Subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you until then.